Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of my new series called What I Learned From. This series is about analyzing music and taking out the things that we can use for our own music. Today we're going to have a look at the song Motion Sickness by Phoebe Bridgers. And there's just so much to mention, such as the lyric structure, the harmonic framework and the uneven amount of bars going on in the song. So in other words, a lot to learn. Let's get creative. As a fun morning ear training exercise, I decided to transcribe the song Motion Sickness by Phoebe Bridgers. This song was already in my playlist for some time, but I never actually analyzed it. But now after diving in, I can tell you that you are in for a treat. Such skill lies behind this song, it's really amazing. So let's take a look at technique number 1. We're going to take a look at the lyrics first, because there are two interesting things going on. When we line up all the choruses, we see that the lyrics for chorus 1 and 2 are completely the same. And chorus number 3 is played directly after chorus number 2, but the lyrics are completely different. And this is a neat trick because it allows you to repeat the melody and the chords of your chorus, but by applying a different lyric, it feels like something fresh. And a very interesting thing is that the last chorus has the signature first line in it, which carries the song title. But after that, the lyrics change completely. By keeping the harmony and melody the same, you have something very strong that unifies the choruses. Plus, chorus 1, 2 and 4 open with the most important sentence of the song, which to the listener immediately labels it as being a chorus. So an extra tip, the first and last sentence in any verse or chorus are heavy moments, which means that they are the most important spots. When we line up all the verses, we see that each verse has 6 lines. And in all of them, the fourth sentence is very short compared to the others. So how will this affect the structure of our song? This takes us to technique number 2, which is the uneven amount of bars. A lot of songs nowadays follow a fixed formula of bars in groups of 4. Everything ends up being more or less symmetrical and maybe even boring. As I often say, the structure becomes squared. This is definitely not the case with Motion Sickness. Verse 1 has 13 bars, while verse 2 and 3 have 11 bars. All of them are uneven numbers. And if I look at chorus 1, it has 11 bars. And when I look at chorus 2, 3 and 4, they have 9 bars. In the verses, the lyrics are responsible for the uneven amount of bars. Because remember that I said that there is always a short sentence in the verses? Well, this is also where a bar is cut out. This explains why verse 2 and 3 have 11 bars instead of 12. Here we have 2 phrases of 4 bars and 1 phrase of 3 bars. But in the first verse we have 13 bars, so where do these extra 2 bars come from? There is 1 extra bar in the beginning playing an extra G flat. And they most likely did this to maximize the impact of the word hate by stretching it out over 1 bar. Also, if you would have to fit the first sentence into 2 bars, the beginning of the vocal might sound a bit rushed. And the other extra bar is at the end of the verse, which serves as extra connecting tissue between verse 1 and verse 2. It gives the verses 1 and 2 a bit more time to breathe. They also did the same after the choruses. They added 1 extra bar to give it a little bit more space between the sections. And the reason why chorus 1 has 2 extra bars of D flat is because it simply creates a better connection going back to verse 3. And this takes us to the last technique that we can learn. Technique number 3, the harmonic structure. The first thing that I noticed while playing along to the song was the harmonic tension that was going on between the verse and the chorus. While the verse and intro seemed to be comfortably sitting around the tonic chord, the chorus finds itself staying on the more unstable subdominant or 4th scale degree. The song Motion Sickness is in the key of D flat, which means that the tonic is D flat and the subdominant is G flat. Now, of course, the question arises, why would you want to have your verse and your chorus centered around a different chord? And of course, how can you apply this to your own music? It all has to do with tension and release, and for the sake of variation. In functional harmony, the 1-4-5-1 progression is by far the most important and probably also the most used one. We can see an example of this progression at the end of each verse. First we're hanging around some time on the subdominant, but afterwards it ends with a 4-5-1 progression. Just like the verse, the chorus also starts on G flat. So why do we perceive the chorus as being centered around the G flat, or the subdominant scale degree? This is done with 3 tricks. Trick number 1. G flat is the subdominant of D flat, as I just told you. But if we reverse this, D flat can also function as the dominant for G flat. Since the verse ends on D flat and the chorus starts on G flat, we have a 5-1 progression. And during the chorus, the G flat is accentuated by 2 extra tricks. Trick number 2. If we look at the first 3 bars, we go from G flat to D flat to A flat, back to G flat. This feels like a 1-5-2-1 progression. And what makes the G flat feel more important is that it lasts twice as long compared to the other 2 chords. Trick number 3. When we look at bar 3 to 5 of the chorus, we see a movement from G flat to B flat minor to F minor back to G flat. Especially this F minor, which is a half step below G flat, creates a strong pull back to G flat. In the bigger picture, the fact that the chorus centers around the unstable subdominant degree means that the chorus carries a lot of harmonic tension, because we want to go back to the tonic. And this only happens after the first chorus, and afterwards it's left unresolved. And in the bridge even more tension is created when they start shifting between the A flat and the G flat, which are respectively the dominant and the subdominant degree. So as you can see, planning your harmonic movement on a section basis can really benefit the tension and release of your song. The song motion sickness is truly a prime example of smart and impactful songwriting. There are just so many hidden tricks and techniques to learn. It's really beautiful. And I'm curious if you enjoyed this new song analysis series that I'm doing. And if you do, be sure to let me know by commenting or by plussing the like button. I wish you a lot of new inspiration. And in the meantime, don't forget to share and subscribe to the channel. And for now, see you next time.